shit got real fast. You know what I mean? And I like in that like throughout that series of events, I just realized how much I was taking for granted. Because it's not so much that my mom's kind of freedom, that like her, I don't know, her being relaxed and her complacency and her chill just got taken away from her. And in it being taken away from her, it got taken away from me, being her son. You know what I mean? So, like, there are certain things I just can't do. I just can't do right now. I can't be lackadaisical about, solely because now I have full knowledge about what happens if shit might hit the fan. Like, if shit hits the fan, this is what it's going to look like. And you can never be prepared for it, but you definitely can't be sitting on your ass.
Exactly.
If it could happen. Like,
you always got to be prepared.
That's the thing. You don't know if you could be prepared for these type of things, but
try, like, okay, like,
you just can't take for granted the time that you have to do certain things. Like one of the thickest things one of my homies told me, this homie specifically, is after this, like, this is probably a year later now, I'm still dealing with the paperwork for my mom's thing because my mother doesn't have she doesn't have citizenship, so I got to deal with trying to get her residency, you know, trying to get her insurance for the hospital. Got a lot of stuff I'm dealing with, you know what I mean? But it was one day I just told my homie, I was like, yo man, he asked me what I was doing, and I told him I was sleeping, whatever, I was relaxed. I was like, my bad, bro, I'm just tired. I said I'm just tired. And he was like, bro, this gonna sound dumb, it's gonna sound simple, but don't get tired, bro.
You can never
just don't get tired. Like, just, and what he meant to say, this nigga just be saying some random shit, to be honest with you. But what he was really saying was, despite being tired, you still gotta shake and move, because like life gonna happen. Like, you're not the only person that's tired on this. Like, winners are only winners because they lost and kept going. So if you that person that just decides that you're too tired to do X, Y, and Z, you're gonna be tired for a very long time before you can relax. You know what I mean? So it's better to just be tired and do it anyways, instead of being tired and then dragging it along. You know what I mean? So I took that and I just been running with it for the most part. I'm just taking chances I wouldn't normally take in my music too, and it translates in my music, I think, because Jack Frost was very well received, and I didn't write it to be well received for the most part. I wrote it because I loved it. You know what I mean?
So that's how I wanted to get it
on purpose. I wanted to get it on. I wanted to get it down on paper. One of those songs, because that's what I was dealing with at the time. Like, I looked up to the sky and I saw. If I can explain what Jack Frost was.
Yeah, of course.
It was about,
explain the whole process, the whole story behind it.
Pretty much, Jack Frost came about because I was just thinking to myself, like, randomly, and I tell my boys this all the time. The music that I write, it's never really me that just writes it for the most part. I feel like the songs write themselves when you're a writer. The songs kind of write themselves. The universe just gives you a song, and it's your responsibility to take it and run with it, or just let it fly out the window to the next person. You know what I'm saying? Some people just have the knack to see what the universe gives them, and some people don't. They kind of overlook it or whatever. And I was just thinking to myself, man, Jack Frost, based on who he is, he probably can't get near the sun. He can't be out when it's not cold. And it was chilly around that time, you know? But at the end of the day, can't nobody tell him shit. He's probably going to do it anyways. You know what I mean? And I was thinking to myself, like, if I looked up and I saw Jack Frost sitting on the sun, don't let nobody tell you can't do what you want. Like, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do what you want. You can't succeed. You can't chase this. You can't do that. That's what I was dealing with specifically at that time. And just based off of that sentence, what evolved was talking about multiple fictional characters, people that you wouldn't see, people that you always believed in, but you could never really verify that they were alive or actually something. You know what I mean? Just all fictional characters. And I pretty much went on to talk about my relationship with these fictional characters, because to other people they don't exist. Much like my dreams and my aspirations, the things that I think are going to happen, they don't exist until I make them exist. So I made them exist in a song. You get what I mean? And And that's what Jack Frost is supposed to symbolize. Just those things that you don't believe exist, but once you do realize that they do exist, you know what I mean? It can happen.
Yeah.
It comes to play. It comes to fruition.
That's what people need, nowadays. It's like it just goes back to, that's my whole purpose with the podcast is that, you have people our age, younger than us, people way older than us that still don't know what they want to do or they feel stuck. And I bring, people like yourself on the shows because, you inspire people to keep going because everyone that I put on the show has different stories
most definitely
about, their journey and past, present, and future is like different goals, different mindsets, different challenges they went through. But at the end of the day, they still doing what they have to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had a DJ Lucky C from 99 Jams on the show. Yeah. And he was telling me like he always wanted to be on radio, especially like 99 Jams. Yeah. And one thing led to another, boom, now he's on 99 Jams.
Exactly.
Like you hear all these stories and for me, it's like inspiring me. Definitely. Like it's like, you know, anything is possible in this world.
Exactly.
And your best,
you just gotta do it.
Your best friend is right. Like, even when you're tired or you feel like you didn't accomplish something that day, try to do something that you didn't do the other day.
Exactly.
Finish that task and then
get one step closer.
Yeah, I always felt that, for me, I had to learn that you have to take one step at a time.
Exactly.
You can't really stress yourself about a lot of things, but you still have to go through that motion, and you still have to go through the motion, but still try to get as much stuff as accomplished
as possible.
If not, take a little rest.
And I think that's what that was that rest for me between 16 and like 19, 20. You know what I mean?
And you continue to push.
Exactly.
So I wanna talk about like how did you get? Because I know DJ Luna, she reached out to a lot of artists. How did you feel about being on someone's EP?
Man, I got so much respect for Luna. It's kind of I'm not shocked that she reached out to me because we support each other. Like I'm a part of a business, so I'm 1/3 of a business. Community Goods. You might be familiar with something that we dropped was the Miami. If you ever seen the Snapchat filter, the Miami logo?
Yeah.
That was ours. And we made some merchandise behind it as well. And Luna's been supporting and helping us from the jump, just posting stuff in our merchandise, experince, whatever the case may be.
I have a marketing company too, like this LLC, so random stuff marketing, so we could
books, man,
collab and things like that.
There's no limit to what we can link on, honestly, bro. And pretty much, she found out that I could sing through those interactions. Like she found out that I sang as well, and I didn't have music out when I first introduced Luna to some of the music that I had been working on. So as soon as she heard more of the tracks that I had, we just had a relationship where we would send each other, songs that are inspiring us right now. Because she has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to music, like crazy.
She does.
I'll learn something new from Luna pretty much every conversation.
Now some stuff, me and her got a little beef right now.
What's that?
It's like a little bit, because she said she like Yeezus.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You like them too?
Yeezus. I mean, I like Yeezus for what it was.
Yeah.
It's grown on me. Believe me, it's grown on me.
I have to really listen to it.
Yeezus is a beautiful project. No, it's a beautiful project, bro.
Dark Fantasy. Dark Twisted Fantasy. I just listened to it the end of the year.
Dark Twisted
Phenomenal. It's one of the greatest projects.
It did a lot. It did a lot for the culture. I think the culture. That's such a word. That term, man. I'm starting to.
But yeah, so how.
But yeah, she reached out and she pretty much was like, yo, is there anything, she pretty much just gave me an option about 3 tracks. She was like, I got this and I got this, I'd like you to be on one of these. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, I'm feeling it. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to do something on this, I'm kind of feeling it. And she let me hear the joint with Lindsay J. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but she let me hear that track that he did Sunday morning. Well, that's what she named it, Sunday morning. And I was just like, yo, that's that's the one. That's it. That's it right there. Because it was just such an open track. It had a lot of dynamic sound in it. Just room to do whatever you wanted to do on it. And it had a lot of room on it.
Yeah, and to close out the EP
and to close out the EP. I didn't know where she was going to place it. Yeah. I wouldn't know where she was going to place it. She made that decision last. Yeah, once I heard it, especially because I felt like it sounded like that song that had a little bit of Haitian influence in it. It sounded like it had a little compa step to it, if you know what Haitian compa is. You know?
I mean, she's from New Orleans and stuff,
so she's familiar with
New Orleans and I'm, raised in Miami. Like, we have that, Caribbean and, of course, the Haitian vibe.
Exactly,
like that, so.
Exactly. And Lindsay J, actually, J is... he facilitated the entire thing in terms of the track. I kind of just made sure I wanted to level out and just make sure I matched his energy on the track. Not to do too much, not to take away from what he was doing. And I felt like it came out perfectly. I feel like it came out perfectly. It was just a dope track. I'm still in love with the song, still in love with the concept that he came up with on it. It was just dope, man.
Now, I asked DJ Luna if I can borrow you for my future project.
yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely.
That's something I'm working on right now, like my own, because I don't know if you listen to Drink Champs.
I haven't. Drink Champs.
Noriega and DJ EFN.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
I had DJ EFN on the show.
Okay, dope.
And he was another inspiration. And like he told me, because I'm finna get a whiteboard. So he told me he put a whiteboard up. He wrote all the people that on each track that he wanted to get on. Okay. Put them all together. And that's one of the things I want to do, because as a DJ, like I told Luna and other DJs, is that we are like the head coaches, the quarterback, the conductors. Like, you
guys facilitate, man. Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is.
And to me, it's like it's just fun to place people in different.
I feel like that's. I think the DJ's role kind of got lost a little bit over the years from what I've seen and from what I've been seeing around hip hop, because any old hip hop that I look at, or rap and R&B, whatever the case may be, the DJ was a pivotal part of what fed the success of the artist. And even later on, it kind of got dumbed down a little bit. Yeah. But the DJ's role was still pivotal, because who was going to play your music? Who was supposed to find these tracks? You know what I mean? Who was supposed to accept these tracks, put them in rotation behind something that wasn't too... You know what I'm saying? They still had to facilitate on radio, whatever the case may be. DJ's role was really raw. So I feel like on this, on this stage, for the most part, to be the person facilitating and bringing artists together for a project, for a debut project, that's dope, man. It's gonna redefine what people think of a DJ.
Yeah, because we producers too. We may not physically make the beats, but the producers like P Diddy, he just put people on different tracks.
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly.
What's his name? That was with Jay-Z. Dame Dash. He's a producer.
Okay, yeah.
But I got a couple more questions, because I know you got to.
Yeah, I hate that we press the time. Yeah.
When are you gonna come up with your own project?
Oh, phew. So I've been thinking about this project, Love Letters, for the better part of a year, year and a half, year now, since I first jumped in the studio thinking about this project. But that's just to be announced. Right now, I'm focusing more on putting out singles and just making sure, finding homes for the music everywhere, so that people can get it and access it no matter where they are. And I think that this year may be the year that I release a small EP.
You don't have to. You can be like small EP.
No, that's my point. Yeah, just a short EP, just something to give people a cohesive project. Because I believe in the cohesive project that you can listen to from beginning to end, following a theme. You know what I mean? And I got a theme in mind already, something that's very, very dear to my heart. So Love Letters is an EP that is very, very, very much in the works.
All right, so I'm waiting for that.
Very much in the works.
R&B. Who's in your top 5?
Top 5 R&B? Yeah. Does it have to be R&B, or does it have to be
R&B, neo soul, overall, like.
Top 5 R&B. Okay, so my top changes a lot.
It changes.
It changes a lot. Hip-hop. It changes a lot, but as of right now, my top would be Mali Music. And Manly Music is a dude that